Looking to go out and catch a mess of fish for a tasty feast? Maybe you just want to go out to the lake for a weekend and just relax, try your hand at fishing. For whatever reason, you need to know the basic things to have whenever you head out to do some freshwater fishing. Now, a freshwater tackle box is essential whenever you start out and you've never been fishing before. Now, you can set this box up in 4 easy steps. First, you need to pick out the type of box that you want. What size? There are many different sizes. This is just an example of 2 different sizes. This is a smaller one, and this is the one that my husband uses every day. It's bigger. You need to decide whether you want it to have accordion trays, like this one. It has plenty of compartments in each one. It's for ease of access without having to open and close anything additional. And then this one here comes with these trays. It has removable trays that you can take out so that you can pick out what you want to take out at each time. You can open them, and of course they snap shut so that everything is secure. That way if the box tips over, your equipment doesn't just go everywhere and you have to reorganize everything all over. Now, after you figure out what kind of trays you want, what size, you need to figure out how much you're willing to spend personally on the box that you choose. Now, of course, the bigger one that has all these extra fancy little details, such as these trays and these little side pockets here. And it even has these little side pockets here for extra storage. This one, of course, is going to be more expensive. This is it's around about a $50 tackle box, where this one right here is like $12 at Walmart. Now, many people believe that a tackle box is unnecessary, but I've personally found that a tackle box leads to more successful fishing because it's organized, and you have a specific place for every lure, every scent, every piece of equipment that you have. And Catherine Kinyeris, a successful publisher and author for the Best For You FishingEquipment.com, agrees with this assessment. She said, Nothing beats staying organized. Therefore, having a tackle box is a must. Alright, now that we have chosen your tackle box, we can get to the fun of picking out the things that go in it. So, you need to pick out the kind of baits and lures that you want. Go to any outdoor store and go to the fishing aisles, and there will be plenty to choose from. Now, I'm just going to show you a couple examples today. This is a diver. Pardon me. This is a diver. It has a bill on it, as you can see. Okay. As you're reeling it in, it helps it to dive under the water and makes it look more lifelike to the fish. Alright. This is a rooster tail. Something that I might use to try to catch a bass with, or something that's attracted to shiny things. Alright. This one here is a spinnerbait. These are also used for bass fishing, but you see how large this hook is. That's going to be more like for a largemouth bass. Now, if you're trying to pan fish, which this right here can also be used for pan fishing. They also like these little bright shiny things. But this hook here, you can place a worm or a minnow on it, and panfish will eat that up. And this hook here is just small enough for their mouth. This hook, on the other hand, a panfish could not bite. It's way too big. This is for catfish. So your bait and your lures and everything else that you're going to use is determined by what you're trying to fish for. Alright? Some people like to use some of this other equipment, some don't. Just remember, the size of your box needs to coincide with the amount of equipment that you purchase. So please, I know it's hard, resist the temptation of buying one of every cool looking lure that you see. Alright, now that we've picked out your bait and lures that you're going to use, we're going to go to the other equipment. Now, there's other stuff that you need besides just the lure or the kind of bait you want to use, like worms and crickets and things. You also need stuff like weights. This weight is a heavy weight. I don't use it very often. It's just if you want to get somewhere pretty far out in the water. Now this weight here is called a bullet weight. Alright, and we use these quite often. They don't go near as far. And this right here I might put on there if I wanted to go, say, bass fishing. Alright. And again, this is the heavier weight. This is a disc weight. I don't use it very often. I only use it whenever I want to go for pretty long distances. And this weight right here is the most common. It's called a split shot. Alright. We use this whenever we don't want to go very far at all. Now you may or may not wish to use weights. You may have your lures be the weight. It's up to you. Now these are catfish skinners. This is a lead. It's one of the shorter leads, but it's one of my favorite pieces of equipment, especially if you're catfishing. This helps your bait to stay completely off the bottom. These are gloves. Alright, this is something you'll want for after you catch the fish, to keep you from getting thinned, and also help keep your hands from getting all smelly. This is a bell. I love this little thing because that means that I can have multiple poles in the water, and this little thing helps me to know whenever a fish is on my fishing pole so that I can go capture it. Now some people don't like bells. They want these little things they call bobbers. They're cylinders. Alright, and there's these little balls. I prefer actually these little balls. You don't actually have to use these. You can determine it whenever you see the pole start to bend, of course. And this is fishing line. You always want to have extra fishing line in your tackle box as well. Alright, that's just a taste of some of the things that are available to you. These are just things also that I have chosen to put in mine and my husband's tackle box. We use these things quite often, and we have memorized each place for these things. Now, you're ready to pick out where you're going to put each piece of equipment in this box. It's the final step. So, as you can see, we have a box for weights, a box for hooks and for swivels, which are also quick release, so you don't have to tie the hook to the line every time. And then we also have a box for just our jigs and lures. In this upper compartment, we have our bells. There's a place for everything that we have whenever we go fishing. That way, whenever we need something, I can get to it quickly and efficiently. Now, if you have followed all of these steps, you have set up a tackle box. You have set up a tackle box that will help make you the king or maybe even the queen of the lake.